So this video is just my personal opinion. You are free to let us know your input. What is your view? But this is my personal opinion because I've been thinking about this whole thing called marriage. In my opinion, I would start to believe that marriage is a scam. You know? Marriage is a scam. I was married 7 years. And I had the most disturbing experience in those 7 years. I'd not necessarily say that all of the times were bad or something like that, but I had the most disturbing, horrible experience. There are so many people who are married, who have been in relationships with narcissists for 20 years. Come to think of it, guys, come to think of it. How do you get entangled in a relationship for 20 years? How can you even explain the times you've wasted half of your life with an energy vampire? How do you explain that? I probably was the lucky one because I was just 7 years, but I know people that have been 20, 25, 30 years, 14 years with a narcissist, wasting time. The first thing that comes to your mind when you get this awakening, the first thing comes to your mind, you're thinking, how could you be so asleep? How couldn't you see this? You know? And your memory is going back to the beginning when that person appeared. The first time you met them, first time they appeared. Very, very nice and cunning, very warm, very humble, you know. They're these good Samaritans and everything. Maybe sometimes they picked you up for a ride, maybe from the side of the road. You remember in all those moments and you're thinking that this was all a setup. And then they lured you in. Then they love bombing everything. And then you got trapped. Did you guys know that I tried few times to leave a narcissist? I just didn't know what to do. I didn't even know how. I tried. Let me see. Was it about 3, 4? I tried like 3, 4 times to leave that person. I couldn't. So I was trapped. You know, sometimes you have these families, commitments and stuff like that. And you cannot just walk away from this, from these things. It doesn't make sense. But I tried, You're feeling that this person is suffocating you. You can feel that this husband, whatever wife, they are suffocating you. You don't know what you need to do. You don't know how to get away. Do you know how many people are trying to leave their marriages? Recently, I used to work back in the days, a couple of months ago. I used to do security, so I used to be a security guard. Those door guys, and you stand at the doors and stuff. So you have to see people that are coming in. I used to see a lot of couples walking. There were some good, regular, normal couples sometimes. But I remember me and that colleague of mine who used to stand at the door. So, a lot of things that are hidden usually happen in the night. So in the night is when you see all this mess. So we used to stand at the door in the night. We used to see couples. Let me tell you something. If I talk about couples, I'm talking about husband and wife. I'm talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, fiancé and fiancée, whatever. We saw all of them. We could see people who are trying to kill each other. When they have had a couple of drinks. So, like in the midnight, 1 o'clock, they're trying to go home. We could see all different types of them. They would you would see people trying to kill each other. So in that time when I used to see those things, I used to think in my mind, that was me back in the days, That was me many years ago. That's what was always ringing in my ears, going through my head. It used to remind me back in the days when I used to struggle with the narcissist, They are trying to kill each other, They're throwing glasses at each other. They are hitting each other. Somebody will come around bleeding. And they are couples. When you ask very closely, oh, that is my pipe. There's even one time we try to protect someone. We try to save someone. So we try to restrain the boyfriend from hitting the woman. And the woman told, oh, no, leave him. He's my husband. We are married. He said, what? The guy was hitting his wife. Terribly. Me, I would even think that guy was a psychopath. Hitting his wife almost to death. So we intervened because, we were doing security. So we intervened in that and we tried to break up this, And the woman told us, no, leave him. He's my husband. I said, what? And that was only, a bit of what we could see. Now you can imagine what happens when they're at home. We saw all types of trauma bonds, people that are trauma bonded with narcissists. Let me tell you something, we saw all colors of narcissists in this universe in that time. You guys know these shows they show nowadays. They show these shows of the gold diggers, These guys who are trying to, trying to catch them gold diggers. A woman goes out with an intention, So when the women are walking out, for me, is the reason as to why I like actually very organic women, I like a woman who is very organic. You don't have to fill your face up with makeup just to impress me. Many men don't even like makeup. So you will see these women coming out, all done and everything, they have already set themselves up. And then these guys try to approach them. You guys know these pranks that they play on the gold digger pranks. These guys try to walk towards them and, they're like, oh, they don't want to hear about it, So they're out there to target specific people. That's what I'm trying to say. They're out there. They have set themselves up, the makeup, everything, the wigs are done, everything, the nails and stuff, and of course, plus them skimpy dresses and stuff like that. And then they are going out to look for their targets. They are looking for the sugar daddies or they are looking for the rich guys, So if a guy just comes around walking around with they seem like they have nothing going on. The woman don't want to know, She don't want to know. So when the guy turns around and, he has this nice, beautiful, nice sports car, whatever McLaren, the Bentleys and stuff, then the woman was like, I think I'm going to go for that one. So all of a sudden the woman, she has changed her mind and now she's coming to, That is what shows you that society is messed up, guys. Let me tell you something, Society is messed up. Women, men, everything is messed up. People no longer date for the right reasons. Why would you refuse to date a guy because a guy has approached you and then eventually you've seen him driving a McLaren and then all of a sudden you want to date him just because he's driving a McLaren. So you want somebody who is going to give you comfort, a comfortable, it doesn't even matter if he's a narcissist or not. But you just want something comfortable, where you're going to sit and show your friends what kind of guy you're dating. That one thing is messed up. Do you know how many people around the world, they are in relationships and they are struggling in their relationships? Marriages, relationships. Do you know how many people is struggling? The only thing they know is wake up and fight, Do Do you know how many men are being mistreated in their own homes? Do you know how many women are being mistreated by their own husbands? So this whole thing of getting married, because a person gets married because, that guy, he's doing well, he's a star, he's a musician, they live in that big mansion over there, they're boss of this company, they're the supervisor of that kind of stuff is crap. Is why people set themselves up for misery. You're setting yourself up for misery. Because now you've run into a guy who you most likely don't even know that is a narcissist because he's driving a Bentley. So what is going to happen what is going to happen past the Bentley? What else? Yes, you're going to be sitting in the Bentley and having a few rides here and there. What is going to happen there past the Bentley? What about in the house, in the bed, the daily life? And then you get married to that guy because of the Bentley. People need to be serious, really, really serious, If you try to chase somebody because of success, you're not chasing somebody because of the right reasons. Because the person has achieved some level of success, that's what women want nowadays. They want a guy who is living in a big house, they want a big car, they want that job, and they're looking for security. Women are looking for security. They're not really looking for love, that they love you so much. And I'm not talking about only women. The men also can be the same thing. But usually it's the women thing we're talking about here. They are looking for security. They just want to wake up in a comfortable home and they can sleep well. They don't care if the man is a psychopath or not. And then a few years down the road, they're killed by their own husband. And then you say that that was the ex-wife. The wife was shot by her husband or was killed by her husband because the woman married a psychopath. At the end of my marriage, I had the narcissist say, I still remember this until now. The narcissist said, because I was trying to ask the narcissist, why are you trying to break this marriage? Because I saw it was very obvious that the narcissist was trying to break the marriage. It was in the devaluation stage, when you're going to have the discard. I couldn't even know what was the discard in that time. I asked this narcissist, why are you trying to break this marriage? The narcissist told me that this was just a paper. We just signed a piece of paper. Are you guys hearing what I'm saying? Do you even understand what is coming out of my mouth? The narcissist told me in those last days, we just signed a piece of paper. It was a piece of paper. It wasn't a marriage, just a piece of paper. That's what the narcissist told me. After 7 years of struggling, 7 years of investment, energetically, financially, emotionally, physically, the narcissist told me the marriage was just a piece of paper. It was just, we signed the paper, that's it. So if you come to think of it, nowadays people are marrying for the wrong reasons. The narcissists are marrying for comfort. They want something comfortable. They want to sit in a nice car, sleep in a good bed. Be taken care of financially. They don't even care who they're dating at that moment. They don't even care the psychological status of that person, mental status and mental health of the person. They just want to date somebody who is comfortable for them. The moment you realize how dangerous this whole thing is when you wake up one day and you figure out you have been sleeping in bed for the last 8, 10 years, 15 years with an energy vampire. That's when you will know that this whole thing is serious. So I don't know what you guys think, but in my opinion, nowadays marriages, I don't know what is the proper percentage, but if you can tell me, I could tell you that almost could be even 8 out of 10 marriages are authentic. What do they call it? Toxic marriages. It's all a scam. At the end of the day, everybody wants to meet a soulmate, you know. Some people are too desperate to get married. Sometimes you can find families, they are pushing their daughters, go get married, go get married. They are pushing them very hard, you know, the parents. We need to see your husband, go get married. They are pushing them to get married. They don't care who they are marrying, you know. They don't care if their daughters are going to get married to a psychopath. They don't care what is going to happen to their daughters. They want their daughters to get married at every cost. Just because if they don't get married, it's a very big shame. You know, it's like the entire family unit is going to be ashamed because the daughter never got married or something like that. And now this person is forced to marry the wrong person because of family traditions and, you know, culture stuff and things like that. So people are marrying for the wrong reasons now. You know, people are marrying for money. People are marrying for comfort. You know, especially in these European, the Western countries, people just want to marry somebody who is going to help them pay the bills. You know, if you can just, you know, live together in some flat somewhere, you rent a flat together, then you just share the bills together. So it's for them a little bit more comfortable. So they're in the relationship, and then they have somebody who is going to help them to pay some bills. You know, so they can split the bills, that kind of stuff. So they just decide to get married because it's too expensive to live in New York, or it's too expensive to live in Sydney or stuff like that. So they get into a relationship, they move into a home, and then they split the bills. And that's the reason why they are married. It is really messed up, ladies and gentlemen. Be careful, okay? Take your time. No need to rush. Nobody should make you get married on gunpoint because your father is asking you for a husband or a wife or whatever. So you're being pushed to marry on gunpoint. Ladies and gentlemen, take your time, okay? Take your time. Study someone. You know, some of the mistakes that we've done, especially empaths, we have run into relationships. We did not take our time to study these people. That's how we ended up with the narcissist. Take your time, study someone, get to know people before you decide to get it, because that is a very, very big step. You're choosing somebody who is going to spend a lot of time with you. So if you choose wrong, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to pay the price. For the ones who have already been there, we have paid the price. Don't be the next one, okay? Take your time, get to know someone on a deep level, know what they're all about, know something about their family, even sometimes find out, are they empaths or not? Because you may be an empathic person. So you don't end up with a person who is not empathic, and they're not going to even reciprocate your emotions. Learn the person, okay? Any red flag is enough for you to get away. Any red flag is good enough. You can always get out of those entanglements. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't owe anybody anything. Walk away when you still have the time to do so. Because I can promise you, a lot of times, people have been tried for years. They couldn't get away from very, very difficult marriages and toxic relationships. Okay? So I don't know what is your opinion. Let us know if you really think marriage is a scam nowadays. Let us know in the comment section below, guys. You know that I do love and appreciate your support. If you want to book a session with me, please do so. All the links you need, you will find them in the comment section below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Denzamos signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.